Greetings, everybody. I hope you're having a blessed day. Hope the story that I share with you today will allow you to process your own situations in your life and to understand that you're not alone. Now, I'm showing my hand. I got my nails done yesterday and my feet, and I'm not showing my feet because I realize there are individuals who say that it's a sexual thing for them, and so I don't know if I want to contribute to that. Um, so I'm showing my nails. I think perhaps I haven't done them in about 5 months or 6 months. I've had them done professionally, that is. And I think for at least 3 months, I didn't even touch them. I just let my nails grow wild. Why am I telling you about my nails or getting my nails done? Yesterday, I was into my feelings. And when I say I was into my feelings, I was deep involved with my feelings yesterday. And it was my way of letting myself feel good. It's my way of pampering myself. But when I woke up this morning, I thought about it, and I'm like, I'm liking this color. I usually wouldn't use this color nail polish, but somehow, when we're going through particular things in our life, we're drawn to certain color. Examine the reason why you're drawn to those colors, and therein lies the solution to your problems. Now, um, I want to say something to folks who sometimes watch other people's lives and get jealous or just get into some, sort of malice with people because deep down is not because you really hate those individuals, it's that their success represents what you deem as failure. And I don't see anything as failure. I see it as opportunity to start over. And I want you to understand that again, when you see folks, showing their material possession, sometimes people are not doing it because they want to show off. Some people do, but some people are not trying to show off. It's like they're reminding themselves. It's like creating evidence, some sort of documentation to say, this is really me, this is what I have accomplished. And when you see that, because you're going through your own set of problems, you find a way to shift what you're feeling. You don't want to process what you're feeling. And so you start to put it over on someone else. A lot of people that accomplish certain things in their life, whether they manifest it or they use whatever methods to create it, have had to go through lack, have had to go through discipline, which is what I really want to talk about in this video. It's about discipline. Now, if I told you that my husband hasn't bought a shoes for himself in, oh my goodness, more than 7 years, you probably wouldn't believe. Actually, I'd say in 6 years. So he's been in this country for 7 years and he's purchased shoes once. And I bought that shoes because it was his birthday and it was the shoes that he likes. I purchased that. For the year, I have not bought myself a dress. I have not bought anything for myself except for my 12-year-old child who is in school and wants to get her stuff replenished. I haven't bought anything. Just imagine every dime that you earn, you're saving. That was our situation this year, where as a team, my household, which is my 24-year-old daughter, bless up yourself, Amber, man, you're a real team player. I don't know if it's possible to love anybody more. I can't love you any more than I do. And to be a young girl and a young lady that has needs and, work in corporate Canada that needs to look nice. You found a way how to just still look beautiful, but save. Save your money. That's the biggest thing I have to say to anybody. Save your money. I did a video not too long ago talking about, how what you have in your wallet, and saying careful what you're carrying around in your wallet, and make sure that when you're putting your credit cards, they're in the back, because they're not money, they're liability, they're possibility of acquiring debt. And some of us learn the hard way. And sometimes in the future, I'll share some of my experiences when it comes to money and credit card. But no one achieves anything without sacrifice. So a lot of people, for example, who have their own homes, when you look at them, they don't dress so nicely. They don't have the chance to do the nails. They sometimes can't eat out. Sometimes they're eating noodles. Actually, I hate noodles. So when I give example of people being hungry and really hardship, I think of noodles. Some people just dumpling and butter. I've had those years. That's all you have. And I think for me, one of the most hurtful things would be for me to experience these things with someone. And when the blessings turn up, there is an issue to where you can't get to enjoy the blessings. Because sometimes folks stay very close, very tight when things are hard. And when the blessings start flowing, sometimes things fall apart. It's difficult, very, very difficult to stay disciplined and not, trying to live up to what James and Joanne is doing, to keep your goals and to focus on them. And even though you're planning to do something that is significant, you might get upset because there's not an abundance. So I'm encouraging folks to look ahead and not try to keep up with people, especially when it comes to clothes and shoes and jewelry and bags. Those are crap. It's like throwing your money down the toilet, because these are not stuff that has value. You put it on, it's junk. And even if you can have a resale, you can't sell it for a fraction of what you buy it for, because these things depreciate. Whatever it is you want, it's going to take discipline to achieve it or to attain it. And when you want anything, you have to be prepared to say, you know what, I have to see this thing and cut my eyes, as I would say back home. Cut your eyes and pass it, and stay focused on what you want. We all want abundance. I certainly do. I want abundance in my life. And abundance starting with good health. Starting with good health. And excuse me, I just woke up. Good health, prosperity in all its forms: health, wealth, strength, patience, and all the virtues. Don't don't let other people trick you into thinking that everything is rosy, because it's not. And not everything that people gain comes easily. Most of the time, it's difficult. I saw someone making a comment, and the person was being very underhanded in the comment as it pertains to someone's success. And I had to say to the person, exactly where is this coming from? Because on the surface, it seems like you're not saying anything, but you have to examine yourself to say, behind all of this, what are you actually saying? What are you feeling? Because I could tell that the person was feeling some kind of way about the love and attention this particular person was getting. We all have our moment to shine, and we all have our moment to just stay down there and, suffer and struggle and figure it out. I lived in a basement apartment for about a year and a half. It was embarrassing. Not that you can't live in a basement apartment, but I could touch my ceiling. It was so low. And it wasn't where I wanted to be, but I was in a situation where I had to humble myself. And I was not about to go spend a whole bunch of money paying for somebody else's place at that time. I just wanted to, you know, catch up. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you live in a big house, you have to downsize at home, and you have to, um, go rent a basement apartment. Sometimes you have to share. I think I've lived in every kind of housing situation. I lived in basement apartment. I lived in a rooming house where I shared kitchen and bathroom with somebody. This is the earlier years when I was younger. I lived in the townhouse. I lived in the top floor and the bottom floor. I live in the whole house. You know, we come through these transitions in life. And as we are agents of change and we have the ability to create, we still have to understand that some of the things that we're trying to create takes years. Takes years. Sorry, I wish I could flip this camera so you could see my face because I'm in the mood to thing, but get it. Yeah, I'm sure you'll understand what I'm saying. My daughter puts her blanket on my cushion and make it all fuzzy. These little things, stuff like this makes me happy. It's soft and cuddly and simple things when I can't afford the great things. Get something like this that reminds me of the stuff that I want. But find meaning in barefoot experiences, you know? Yeah, I got the nails done and it felt nice. I don't know why these things make us ladies or girls feel nice. It feels good. So continue to make your list. Write down the things you want. Go to visit them, as I say to you, and watch them come true. I'm on the cusp. Is that how you say the cusp of having one last thing on my list that was from, I think, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was planning that situation and I was trying to create that, and something else came. Listen, you get sidetracked. I haven't gone to Africa yet, people. And I was absolutely sure I was going 2019. I saw it happening. I saw the funds coming together to happen, and bam, something happened. And I had to say, well, I can go to Africa and I can show the people how I be living, and I can gain my experience, of course, and go to the castle. What is it called? The White Castle? What is it called? Can't think about it now because my head is just drawing a blank. But that castle where the slaves departed from, the door of no return. I had my mind on that. It was like so sure I could taste it. And all of a sudden there was some big event in my life. And I said I can't go to Africa and come back here and do what with that situation. I had to stay. I had to abandon that. I felt a little bit disappointed, but I had to catch myself and say, okay, stop that now. It's going to happen. It's already on part of my to-do list. And so I'm sort of catching up. I'm at the things that I requested or created uh, this year are from 3 years ago. I mean, when I look at my list, I'm going through the list and checking them off, checking them off. I'm right at the end. I think after this event, and that's not until the new year, there's one last thing on that list. And then I'm still going to create another list because once that's checked off, then we always need more. We always want more. So even if you're a billionaire, you want more. It's just in nature. As human beings, we have an unquenchable nature for things and opportunities and all of that. Hope I'm not rambling here, people. Just like I said, go out and do something nice for yourself and cheer your spirit up and not allow the circumstances in life to drag you down. But at the same time, if you're planning or saving for something that you know in the long run is going to benefit you and yours, just be strong, be determined. In that case, it's okay to have a single mind. Eat your boiled banana and soup water. Eat your dumpling and your tomatoes. Eat your bread and your tea. I remember a time in the past where I was eating macaroni and cheese for dinner, and the next day I pour water on it and put chicken noodle in it. I remember being in a situation where my house is empty. I'm a working woman, but my house is empty. I have no food. And I remember I looked in my cupboard and saw cornmeal. And I'm always someone who knows how to mix and do all kinds of stuff. Thank goodness I didn't, you know, hurt my children with all these mixtures. But I saw the macaroni and cheese, and like I said, I put soup mix in it. And I saw cornmeal, and I'm like, what am I going to make with this? Cornmeal and some other stuff. I made it. And usually when I'm preparing a meal for my kids, it always has a name. Canadian kids or kids overseas always have to know what is the name of this dish. And I was the type of mom who Monday to Sunday didn't make a difference. If I'm going to make a meal, I'm making a good meal. I'm setting that table. Me and my girls are sitting there, we're eating well. We're going out, fine dining if I have to. But that particular day, I had cornmeal, and I made turned cornmeal, with seasoning, butter and tomato and scallion or whatever, green onion. And I told them it was cornmeal stroganoff. I remember telling my friend, and she laughed so hard. They said, "What is this called?" And I'm not going to tell them to go to school and say it's turned cornmeal. Maybe they would even know in Canada what that was, but maybe somebody would. So I told them it was cornmeal stroganoff. I always find a way to fancy up the things that are not so fancy in my life. Not to be unreal, but to be satisfied or to be content with my situation. So if anyone's listening to this, especially if you're from Jamaica and you're going through a rough time and you're like, especially if you live in a community where you look above you and there are people living up there with mansions, and you go to, some fast food joint once in a while, and when you look, you see rich people buying food and throwing it in the garbage. You say to yourself, oh my gosh, that's so unfair. There are times when I cook and when I'm throwing it out, I am saying, forgive me, please forgive me. I don't mean to, but there's so much you can eat. And especially now with the way my diet has changed, I'll prepare meals for my family that I cannot have. I can't have that. For example, that oatmeal porridge that I made the other day, I can't eat that because I'm gluten sensitive. And when they can't finish it and I throw it out, I feel terrible, terrible, because I know what it's like to see people go hungry. And I know what it feels like to be hungry. Not so much here in Canada like you would in Jamaica, but people are here, they go through and they don't have anything to eat. So I give thanks for, my many blessings, and I give thanks for all the, stressful times I've had in life. And I've found ways how to make myself feel better and to get through it. You'll get through it, man. And you'll be surprised. You pinch yourself to say, is this really happening to me? Is this happening to me? Hang in there. Sometimes I gotta come and give you these talks. Hopefully it's not boring or depressing. Just saying, find a way to encourage yourself and continue to stay blessed.